I had to send my wheelchair over to Bonham to have it worked on. I had to run around here in that manual wheelchair for a month,
Oh, wow.
and that piece that I go in to get in the shower is on a slight angle, and it's slick, where the shower floor is rough. It's a non-slip or anti-slip shower floor in my bathroom. And I was concerned about trying to get out of that manual wheelchair and on my shower bench without falling. So I called my provider, medical provider over at Sherman, and told her what my problem was, and they set me up with home health, with home care people to help me take a shower and this and that. And she's a nurse. She's working to be a nurse, and will be here pretty shortly, because I think she finishes her last semester coming up right after the first of the year.
Oh, wow.
And she'll get her degree, nursing degree, in April, I think.
Wow.
But her mother is out of Mexico, and her dad both.
Oh, wow.
And he works over at Whitesboro on a horse ranch over there.
Hmm.
And she told me that she was talking to her mother about the abortion, and there's certain things down in Mexico that they ate to terminate pregnancies with.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
it's like, I can't think of his name. Dale Roberts, is it? That is doing all that doggone health advertising stuff on TV.
Oh, really?
Uh,
The guy used to be in the Westerns or something?
no, he was
Dale
a
Roberts.
preacher.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Robinson?
Yeah,
Robinson, yeah.
and he's advertising all this health food stuff, and they're getting them from plants out of Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And
Don't tell me you gotta watch what you're eating, the health food stuff, man. They could,
Could cause you to have an abortion.
yeah, terminate your.
Yeah.
well, I think of it.
Well, you know,
I
a lot. Stuff was probably about maybe 5 blocks from the high school or the junior high, and so I went over there and I said, can I use your phone? I missed you guys, and so anyway, here he come and he got me, and I never thought nothing about, because it ain't kicked in yet for me, see, and she was in a bathrobe, and I was telling Bobby, I said, man, I don't remember sitting across there from her, and it just starting to man, I'm starting to have trouble her being in that bathrobe or something. But we went home, he took me in the kitchen and then began to tell me about the birds and the bees and the rabbits. And I
Rabbits.
thought, here I am in my lightning fast deal, man.
Right.
I'm thinking, well, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'll let you know when I get there.
Yeah, when this shows up or something, man. I thought, man, what the heck, man? I thought I was gonna get my tail chewed out for missing my ride, or whatever. And but at the same time, you give it, like you're talking about, a couple of years later, for the summer before I got into high school, and then it was the 10th grade, right? You still had junior high, and man, it was a problem for me. I tell you what, if I, you know, and it's easy to look back on it and say, "Well, I wish you'd done this and wish you'd done that," but the reality of it is, man, you're just, I don't know. I think that's easy to say, man. Well, if you just did this and you just did that. And the thing about it is, I tell you what, man, I felt like I was a whole lot something, man, but just about to I don't know what, man. I couldn't
think about it, yeah.
Oh yeah, man, I couldn't. It's almost. This sounds crude, I guess, but it's almost like being addicted. You're around something, man, that you say, you know what, this is bad. This is no good for anybody. in the end run, but dog if it ain't a kick in the pants, what is going on, man? You know. And I know Mother, man, that bless her darling heart. I know good and well she thought, dear God, man.
What is it they say about the definition of a decision?
Yeah.
What is the definition of a decision? It's them damn things we have to make and then try to live with.
Oh, no.
Life. I'm doing one of these, and Glenn's going to do one. Because I wish I had talked to Mother about some things. And when were you born?
July the 12th, 1939.
Okay.
Wow.
And so the school that you went to, was it like a one-room schoolhouse like you hear some people talk about?
No, I started out the school at Paris, Arkansas. And I think in the second grade, Dad got into some difficulty and had to do some time. And we went from Paris, Arkansas, and lived with Grandma and Grandpa over at Ozark, up in the mountains northeast of Ozark. And there I went to a one-room school that went to the 8th grade. It's just as high as it went. And before I went over there, I had a real neat handwriting in school. And while I was over there, they wouldn't let us write cursive.
Oh, wow.
They made us print. And then whenever I come back from Ozark back to Paris and started going back to Paris school, whenever it got time to start cursive writing again, my handwriting never was worth a darn after that.
They squelched that, yeah.
Yeah, I lost it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then I graduated from Paris. No, I went to 11th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, I think.
Now, you say Paris, that's not Paris, Texas?
No, Paris, Arkansas.
That's so close to...
Subiaco and Fort Smith.
I was trying to say
Okay.
Fort
Yeah,
Smith.
it's east of Fort Smith on Highway 22. There runs along the Arkansas River.
Wow.
And
Going south to, is that close to Tennessee or something, I guess?
no, Paris is close to the west side of Arkansas.
Okay.
It's a long way from Tennessee or Mississippi.
Past, would it be Little Rock? Past Little Rock?
Yeah, it's Tennessee.
Well, did you live with your grandparents most of those years growing up before you graduated? Were you with your grandparents, or were you with your mom and dad at all?
Well, it was with us kids, and Mom went to Ozark and lived with her folks,
Okay.
my grandparents.
And that was in the old
And then whenever Dad got released from prison, why we went back to Paris, Arkansas, and I went to school there in Paris, and then about 1955, we moved from Paris, Arkansas to Altus, Oklahoma, and I was going to skip a year of school and work and buy me a car, and I skipped a year of school and worked, and still didn't have enough money to buy me a car with, and I was going to skip another year. And I don't know, Mom or Dad one said I'd never graduate, and I was doing body work there at Southwest Auto Salvage in Altus, Oklahoma. And I got aggravated at the old boy that I was working for, and I put my tools in my toolbox, and he asked me what I was doing. I told him, I said, I'm fixing to go to the house and go enroll in school. He said, you can't do that. I said, watch me. So I locked my toolbox up, went across the street, and had Mom take me up to school, and I enrolled in school.
You know, it's funny because, and I've told Glenn this before, but I think it was you, probably Mom too, said, you'll never finish high school. And it pissed me off. And I decided I finished high school. I was determined I'll show you.
Yeah.
You know, and with a little help from Glenn and some friends and different people, I managed to make it. But I was on a bad road there for a while. But anyway, so how many siblings were there? I mean, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
There was Reba, me, Barbara, and Herbert. Herbert died. He broke his arm at the age of 7, 8, or 9, somewhere in that area. And it was a compound fracture, they call it, where the bone come through the flesh. And they set his arm and everything, and it was in a cast, but leukemia germ.
Yeah, that you get from the hospital.
Got in his system some way, and he died of that. It's commonly called lockjaw.
Blood poisoning.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, that's one way you damn sure don't want to have to go.
Oh, wow.
Well, how many of your?
And then there was Johnny, my youngest brother.
So how many are still alive?
All of us are still alive except Herbert.
Except for Herbert, yeah.
So you're the oldest, Gene?
No, Reba's the oldest.
Reba's the
oldest.
oldest.
She was born in 38, I was born in 39.
Is that where you learned to work on cars and stuff? Was it working in the salvage yard, or did your family have something to do with the salvage yard? Seemed like you told me one time.
Dad, I don't know whenever Dad started working on cars, but I remember helping Dad work on an automobile whenever I was too cotton picking young to understand what a size of a ranch was, even though it was stamped on the ranch,
Right,
you know,
will.
like a 9/16 or 3/8 or a 1/2 inch. I didn't know how to distinguish the
Fractions,
information.
Yeah.
And I know Dad would come out from under the car, he'd get mad and come out from under the car and grab a wrench and show me and tell me what the number meant.
Right.
And
So how long did you, when did you join the Army? How long did you do the other?
I joined the Army in August of 1958.
Oh, okay. That was, you were pretty old then.
And
What?
I think I was 18.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, 18. Okay.
Yeah, I think I just
I'm not
turned
doing the
18
math right, yeah. So you stayed in the Army,
until I got out of the Army in 1968.
okay.
I think it was December of
So
1968.
you joined in 58 and you got out in 68, so you were in 10 years.
And
They probably wanted to keep you then if you'd been in there that long.
Well, I had a little run-in with one of my commanders, and I told him I was going home. He said, "You can't do that." I said, "Watch me."
That's the second time. Right? Watch me.
Well, so you were in there for 10 years and
And I was
60.
in the process of getting ready to go back whenever I met Bobby.
Were you in the
and,
reserves or you were still active when you met Mom?
No, I was out. I
Okay.
wasn't in the reserves or active either.
Oh, okay.
But I was in the process of getting ready to go back
So
in.
you had the option.
I've done turned in the request and everything, and they had to get me a waiver on some bad time, and I met Bobby and we decided we was gonna get married, and I think right after that the recruiter come to the house and told me that I'd been approved to re-enlist. And I told him, I said, "Well, you're too late. I'm decided to get married."
Wow.
I said, "And I'm not going back in."
And that was in 68?
Yeah, that was in
Okay.
68. And Bobby and I got married in January the 3rd of 69.
Okay. Huh.
I was 30 and Bobby was 42.
Well, I remember you working at, was it National? It used to be Maxwell Steel, but I think it was National or something down at the end of 4th Street. Weird thing about them, they were building towers for Vietnam. You
No,
could
it
see the
wasn't. It
helicopters
wasn't.
coming in.
It wasn't.
Watchtowers.
It wasn't that tower. It was just across the.
Railroad tracks, wasn't it?
It was just east of that place they built towers on across. What is the name of that street that runs north and south there?
Not Riverside Drive or Race or no.
No.
North and south.
I know which. I know it.
There was a grocery store on it that Bobby used to buy groceries at.
Well, it wasn't Beach. That's on the other end.
Does Beach Street run north and south?
I think so.
Well, on Riverside Drive, there was the Davis grocery
Okay,
store.
Riverside Drive.
Riverside Drive.
Yeah,
Davis
Davis Grocery Market or
I
something like
believe Davis. I believe
Oh
that's the
yeah,
name of it.
yeah. I remember going there.
Just east of Riverside Drive, there was a road that went east over that way, and that hot water manufacturing place was there. I can't. And then when the tower place shut down, then the hot water manufacturing.
That's right. You were welding those. I
Yeah.
remember tanks.
And then they took that plant and ground over there where the tower place was, and they was building hot water heaters over there.
Well, how old were the girls when y'all moved? They were getting on up there, weren't? I mean, I remember the story about Jennifer sticking her leg out through the fence. She was told that she couldn't go out.
I know. She gets tired.
I hear
of
that.
telling
I hear that story all the
I
time.
know.
'Cause you're not to go out that gate and she'd stick her leg out. I mean, this is the story we hear.
Yeah.
This is the story we hear, and that was still in Riverside. So
Yeah.
she must have been 5 or 6.
Yeah, she was young.
When y'all moved.
Jennifer was born in 1970, and we moved from Fort Worth, bought the trailer in 72, and Bobby and the girls moved up here in 72. And I would come up on the weekend, and then I'd drive back to Fort Worth and work through the week
Oh yeah.
and stay down there.
So she was real little then.
Yeah, she was just a couple of years old
When
whenever
she
we
was in
moved up
Riverside.
here.
Yeah. Oh, you
And-
hear all these stories, and you never know.
And then
So Janet was born in 71, and they're your apart,
yeah,
right?
she was born in 71, and
So when y'all moved here, was the little trailer already, the little RV trailer, was it already here?
it was already here.
Okay. And was the house, the old bungalow house?
It was gone.
It was gone. It had been
It was
knocked
gone.
down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, because I can remember shooting at that with my shotgun. You know, when it was still up.
Yeah.
And I remember smelling cigar smoke in the rooms and all that story. Yeah, but so they were little bitty so they were like 3, 4 years old, I guess, when they're
2 or 3.
yeah. So they started school in Munster, I guess.
Yeah.
Elementary, or I don't know if they even had kindergarten back then, but yeah. They probably
No, they started the first grade. They had they didn't have kindergarten or preschool
right.
back then.
Right.
Jennifer was 6 whenever she started. Janet was, I think, 6 when she started. And Jennifer done real good in school. She was excellent in school. But Janet had a hard time because, what do they call it, dyslexia?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that where you look at letters
You
and
see them reversed.
they're look backwards?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And she had a hard time, and I think Janet was helped back one year, or decided that she better go through the same grade again, and we told Janet that the best thing she could do for herself was to get her a book and start reading, and read as much as she possibly could, all the time. And that seemed to help her out considerably with her schoolwork.
Well, do you remember when Michael came to live with you? I think he was 8, but I'm not sure. That's what's in my mind. So he was born in 72. No, yeah. So that would have been 72. That would have been
Oh,
80.
8 years, yeah.
1980.
Huh.
Is that right? Does that sound right to you? Let's see, he was born in 72. He would have been 8.
Well, when did you and Sandy get married?
Oh goodness. Well, he was born in 72. I'm thinking it was within a year, so probably 71.
Okay, if he was born in 72, we moved up here in 72.
So 71 was when we got married. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's why it's good. I think it's good. Is there anything else you want to talk about? When did you feel like you were, what they say, saved? When did you feel like you had a come to Jesus moment?
That was while I was at Paris, Arkansas, the First Baptist Church in Paris, Arkansas, and the preacher's name was Jim Smith. And after that, after I got out of the Army, and Bobby and I moved up here, bought that trailer and moved up here, and I went to work at Weber Aircraft as a welder. I think I heard that Brother Smith had moved from Paris, Arkansas to some church in Oklahoma. But anyway, he was the one that baptized me there at Paris, Arkansas.
And you were how old?
Probably somewhere around 12, 14,
Oh, wow.
something like that.
Yeah. So when y'all moved up here, did you start going to that Marysville Baptist Church right away, or was it a while, or how did that come about?
No, whenever we moved up here, Bobby and I started going to the Marysville Baptist Church.
Okay, almost immediately, yeah.
And then I know Tom Benford talked to Bobby on several occasions about talking to me about trying to get me to join the Masonic Lodge. And, you know, Bobby's dad, Mac, was a Mason. And I didn't think I was good enough or qualified, and I didn't do it. And I know Bobby talked to me several occasions about it, and I never did do it until after Mac and Bertha moved up here in '75 is when Mac and Bertha bought that house trailer and moved up here. And then 75, 85 was whenever I joined the Masonic Lodge.
Wow.
And then
That's what
in 85, I was raised from entered apprentice to fellowcraft. And then in '86, I was raised from the Fellowcraft Lodge to the Master Mason's Lodge.
So it's been, what, 25, 26, 27 years, something? I don't know what the math is, 85.
86,
Oh, wow.
96,
30 something.
2006, 2016, 36 years.
Wow. And then you held some sort of high office here. I mean,
I was
wow.
I was worshipful master of the lodge 3 times. And I don't go due to my state of health, but I still do things for the lodge.
Right.
Like here, whenever they had their 150th anniversary this year, I made 7 cheesecakes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying
and sent up to the lodge.
Praise God.
And then here a few nights back, a couple of weeks, not more than a couple of weeks ago, they had their chili supper up there at the lodge. And I made some brandy glazed carrots and 3 bean baked beans
Wow.
and sent up there.
Wow. Do you?
In fact, we're gonna have some 3 bean baked beans.
Oh, there you go. I knew it would eat good. I was joking with Glenn. I don't know if you heard me or not. You had us get cabbage and lettuce, and I said I was going to tease him and say, "Well, Glenn, I think Gene may have to be a vegetarian now."
No.
But he could fool me. I don't think I could have pulled it off. You know.
I've got a couple of rib loins back there in the ice box that I'm going to
Well,
work
praise
up.
God.
Work up tomorrow. I think what we're gonna have tonight is chicken.
Okay. Well, that's what Rhonda was saying. She said, "Well, I know you're going to eat good." And when I was supposed to call her at 6. I'm going to tell her, "Well, Gene had us go get lettuce and cabbage, and I think that's what we're having for dinner."
Well,
But,
I thought a little salad.
yeah.
Or coleslaw.
Oh, coleslaw.
So, do you have a favorite hymn, and a favorite verse?
I don't know that I have a favorite hymn, and I don't know that I have a favorite verse.
You amaze me, you and Glenn both, how knowledgeable you are of the Bible. So you obviously read a lot.
I listened to a lot of gospel music, but what they call music today, I don't call music.
Right. And
I call it racket.
yeah.
And seems to me like on most parts, the young ladies that goes into singing nowadays try to show just as much of their body as they can show without
Right.
being completely naked.
Yeah, that's the wrong motivation there. Well, that's what I like about this cowboy church is we play old hymns.
Yeah.
In the garden, precious memories. Same way with the church where I go, we play the traditional music, and we play some contemporary, but our contemporary is probably 30 years old. It's Gaither and stuff like that. But I like this. Personally, I like the songs that have a story, and praise music's good, but I like to mix it in, you know. And but it's all about Jesus. But you're right. Some of this is not. I wouldn't classify it as music. I like the old stuff.
Yeah. Let me go. I can't think.
Yeah,
of
Alan Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
We just did in fact, I think in the garden, Tony's turned out to be a pretty good singer, and he's going to do In the Garden, and I think he may be doing Alan Jackson version. Yeah, pretty sure.
I think Alan Jackson
that's
recorded that In the Garden.
Yeah, there's been a million people record it, but I think that's the recording that Tony's been listening to. That he's going to sing that this Sunday for a special, and he's turned out to be a pretty good singer. You've heard him, I think, before, but and so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, you know, some people got a knack for that, but for
Well,
me,
not me, man.
I couldn't carry a tune in a 5-gallon bucket with a lid on
I'm
it.
marginally better than I was. I've gotten a little better because I've had to do it because we just didn't have enough people to lead the choir. So I lead the choir and play the piano, and I have to move those things into a key that I can sing, and I still sound like alfalfa sometimes. But I think that God gives us a lot of mercy. I hope He does. I hope He does. But was there anything else about your life that you'd like to have immortalized? I'm going to make a video of this.
No, not particularly. I thought.
Well, you've been, and I've told you this before, not to get mushy, but you've been like a father to me, and I think Glenn probably feels similar to that. And you put up with a lot of crap from me. I mean, you didn't really put up with it.
Well,
You were there, and you told me how the cow ate the cabbage. and as time goes on, you became very smart. At first I thought you were dumber than hell, and I resented you. But I really look up to you, and I really think that you're a godly man, and that's something that
you've got to understand. You were pretty old, and Glenn had already joined the Navy and gotten out of the Navy when Bobby and I got together, I think. Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of difficulty involved in trying to live two families in one house. Can I put it that way?
Yeah.
It's kind of like what it is. Now, I'm 83 years old, and I'm pretty well confined to this wheelchair due to the fact that I have trouble with my right leg, and I've had 4 surgeries on it. And even now, whenever I get up, I have to put that right leg foot down and kind of help support. But I push up off my wheelchair, and getting up, I get a pain about halfway between my knee and my hip on that leg, and sometimes I have a popping sound in it, and it seems like I can feel something slipping over something, and I don't quite understand what's going on.
You've got rods and stuff, don't you? And,
well,
or is that the other leg?
I've got a hip replacement on this left side, and a knee replacement on the right side, and I had the knee replacement done in 2018. And in May of 2018. And from May of 2018 until December of 2018, I was doing pretty good. And then in December of 2018, I went to church one day, and even with my walker, I almost didn't make it into church. And then after church, while coming back out to the truck, I thought I wasn't going to make it to the truck. And that's whenever I thought I better start.
Yeah. So you were watching Marysville videos, their services, and you're able to watch Marysville. He's able to watch Marysville on the streaming, I guess it is.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
speaking of that, come here. Yeah, it was a, I think it was a 8-cylinder inline.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8-cylinder inline.
And they were what? They were just a little. There was some problems with them, or they were. When they got some miles on them or something, they come up with some. Because you said it was a bad car deal. What you start having?
Well, I said it was bad. That was my first bad.
Compared to what
I
we-
think the old.
The Model A was the better.
Model A, if I'd have kept it, I'd enjoyed the Model A better than I did that 48 Oldsmobile I bought.
Yeah. They were.
Well, you had
I
something.
I drove that Oldsmobile up to my dad's, I think it was my dad's half sister. But anyway, it was over at, I think, Marshall, Arkansas, I believe, up in the mountains. And I didn't have antifreeze in it, and the doggone radiator froze up with me driving it.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine?
And
what was the temperature, man? It must
Whoa.
it was cold.
It was, what do they call
And
that?
when I got up there,
Heat.
I went in and told Aunt Bertie and I can't remember what his name was, but anyway, that I needed to take some ashes, coals, and put them in a dishpan and take them out there and slide them under that car and put a quilt over the hood and thaw it out and drain the radiator and the block so it wouldn't freeze and bust. And I took that pan of coals out there and slid it under that car and covered it up with a quilt. And it wasn't long till the water started running out of the radiator and that engine. And after it got drained and everything, why, I brought that dishpan out and poured the coals out there on the ground. And then the next day, whenever I got up, I went out there and I closed the drain plug on the block and the drain plug on the radiator and put water in it, started it right up. And boy, we went everywhere we wanted to go around the country, you know.
Was the antifreeze just real expensive or something?
Well,
or hard to get? Hard to get?
I don't. Well, back then,
Was it wartime or something? It was hard to get, or?
no, it was after. It was after World War II. See, I didn't turn 12 until 1951.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, so it was just
It's about 6 years after World War II was over.
Yeah.
5, 6 or 7 years.